Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, just wanted to tell you about this conversation. I don't know how many of you are following the AHJD case. Let's see. So apparently YouTube monetizes that. They don't like us talking about it, apparently. Us, like I'm in the YouTube community. So we'll just say Johnny D and Amber H. Oh, no, wait. That's too obvious. Let's call it J. Depp and A. Heard. There we go. Now they can't catch on. They won't know who I'm talking about. So I just commented. This is delicious, by the way. I don't know how you pronounce that. Whining stuff on her. Anyway, Bulgarian style beer. It's the best. Anyway, I'm getting distracted here. I just said what we have learned so far watching this trial. For those of you who haven't paid attention, I will sum it up real quick. A man who gets drunk, I like him already, slams some cabinet doors and screams because his mom just died and his wife is making fun of him for being emotional, is enough to be called toxic. Full of toxic masculinity, that JD. And a woman who makes fun of her husband for being emotional over the death of his mother, beats him regularly, lies about him hitting her, cuts a piece of his finger off with a broken vodka bottle, literally shits the bed, intentionally too, not like just because she drank a lot or something or did some heroin. Not that I would have experience with either of those. What else? Stole her secretary's story to conspire with the ACLU to write a story to ruin his life to slightly boost her career. This is all proven with emails, by the way. And release it right around the time of Aquaman. For maximum ratings, will be considered, at least by the press, to be quote-unquote maybe equally as toxic as a man who slams cabinet doors because his mom just died. Yep, that's what we learned. So my friend says, well, let's just see, doesn't my friend Barton? It sucks. Doesn't that suck? You have a friend that you care about and you respect their opinion, and then they just got to lay something really stupid on you. I mean, it's not like finding out they're racist or something, or homophobic in the literal sense, not like the figurative sense as people think literally means today. No, but in the literal sense. But, and I just love old people. I have it's just the way I am. Like, I'm much more patient with them. I figure you get up there in that many years, you're owed a break. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be at the grocery store, some selfish, narcissistic asshole just parks his cart right in the middle of the geographical center of the aisle so nobody can come or go either way to, let me look at this, let me read the ingredients on that, and I'll stand behind them. If they're under 60, I'm behind them going, and excuse me. If it's an old person, though, I'm like, I know it's kind of weird because, like, my thought process between 18 and 59 is like, you've been on this planet that long, and it hasn't occurred to you to put your cart to the fucking side yet. I got no sympathy for you. I got no patience for you. But then 60 plus, you think, now they got 60 years on this world. They would definitely know to pull their cart to the side. However, I let it go because, again, you're that old, you deserve a break, all right? You've been through a lot, probably. So anyway, I just said, whoa. She says, I had to write this down. Let's just see when she takes the stand. And the two should have just kept this whole thing private. Maybe she's just not following the case and is up to speed on things, all right? I retorted. She didn't keep her false allegations private. Why should he keep his innocence private? Right? Do you guys have an issue with that? Okay, emails prove this, all right? Fuck. Did I get mixed up here? Whatever. So, yeah, what? Somebody calls you all sorts of horrible crap, gets you fired. You don't even get your job back, but you prove your innocence. You got to do it quietly and privately without embarrassing them. What the hell? But that is the line of thinking, of course. when you're shaming a man, make it as public as possible, right? Like I had this discussion with a lady the other day. I was like, I can show you plenty of fat chicks in my DMs calling my girlfriend all sorts of horrible crap because I won't dump her for them. But unlike every chick on TikTok, I don't post it. I don't post every time I reject. Look at this dumb bitch. Who? That's a female trait. Sorry. And so anyway, emails prove that it was all bullcrap. She didn't keep her false allegations private. It was proven to be false. She conspired with the ACLU. And the emails revealed they released it right around the time of her Aquaman movie release for maximum exposure. I have no doubt she's going to get on the stand and she's going to cry a lot. And because she knows the cameras are on. What happened when the cameras were off? I don't know anybody who doesn't know this. Maybe you don't. But when the cameras are off, Johnny, last time we saw her in person, wore a hidden mic after all that crap came out, after she said all that bull crap about him, and said, what the hell are you telling people I hit you for? I didn't hit you. And she says on the tape, like, oh, well, you know, I just, whatever. It was like this, Johnny, not a punch. It was a hammer fist, not a punch. And she berates him and calls him a pussy because he always walks away when she hits him instead of hitting her back. She says herself on that tape, he always walks away instead of hitting me back. So that's when the cameras are off. We've always known this stuff, but anyway, I'll get back to that in a second. Like, everyone deserves a trial. But how many trials does someone get? JD didn't get a trial. That was it. One false allegation, boom, fired. No more Jack Sparrow. No more Harry Potter. They took his movies off of streaming services. Did you know that? They're like, Edward Scissorhands, I don't know if they're putting them back on now or what, but they took a lot of his movies down. And he gets a percentage of all that. That's how he makes a living. I know he's got millions or whatever, but still, man, nobody should have to pay that crap. And so JD has not been caught in one single lie yet in this whole fiasco that's going on several years now. Everything she has said has been a lie. So what? So she takes the stand and throws out another allegation. We all have to believe her. So she says, wow, sorry that I want this to be fair. I guess some just insist on being one of them has to be the bad one. Well, again, when two people, one hasn't done anything wrong that we can see, one's done all sorts of shit wrong, yes, that makes that one the bad one, male or female. Okay, I'm assuming she means me on this. Yes, I would say she's bad. Would I feel this? And then she asked, would I feel the same had Amber took the stand first instead of Johnny? Yes, because I have been following this long before anybody who knows the truth about, you don't just believe any demographic. You don't look at somebody's skin, their gender, their sexuality, their sexual preferences, their sexual whatever, pronoun identity, astrology sign, whatever, and say, whatever those people say, it's always the truth. Whatever this side says, they're always the monster. No. That's funny coming from the progressives that is how they think. We're not the bigots, but if anybody of this race or gender fucking says anything, you know they're the monster. They don't need a trial. You just lock them up. Right. So anyway, so again, no. I would not feel any different because she did go first when she conspired with the ACLU to write a bogus piece on her husband, hoping to boost her career a little bit, even if it meant completely destroying him in the public's image. So, and sending it to the Washington Times. How do you call that private? Oh, I'm going to release this to the public. She tried to blackmail him, first of all, before she released it. Look, Johnny, just give me the 3 LA condos, but you still pay all the rent and utilities. This is, again, proven by email. You pay all the rent and utilities, so me and my friends can party it up in the LA condos all the time. Whatever, it's just something about a black Suburban. I don't know, she really liked that car. And $50,000 a month for the rest of my life, to which JD rightfully gave her the old, boom, take that, I didn't do anything wrong. And that's when she released it to the Washington Times. She followed through. So, and the ACLU wrote this for her in exchange, again, proven by email, in exchange for a $3.5 million to be exact, of the divorce settlement. Now, so, and just because the ACLU is like, well, we're a progressive school, and destroying rich, powerful men is kind of the thing right now. Who gives a shit if they did it or not? Man. I may be loud and I sound like I'm getting angry, but I'll tell you what. If these guys wanted to sponsor me, oh yeah, I'd let them. I would probably die of liver failure within a month. But it would be a good way to go out. So anyway, back to this trial. So I said, what? So she takes the stand. What happens if she tosses out more about JD? How many more millions of dollars does JD have to fork over? She's already cost him millions. That's what this whole trial is supposed to be about. So in work, he can't earn a living like he used to anymore. Again, yeah, I know he's got a lot more than you or I in the savings. I mean, I live in a trailer, but still, you're taking away a man's right to work. You might as well just kill him. So, what is fair to you? What is fair to you? This is me asking my friend. A man loses his ability to work over one allegation, even after it's been proven false, several different ways. A woman can make 1,000 different false allegations, and we have to listen with a trusting heart for if she throws out the 1,001st. That's fair? Of course that's fair to you. Why not? It wouldn't be. You're a left-wing. She's a left-wing feminist. We were both Bernie supporters together. And maybe this is one more example of why I left and why they call me alt-right now, because I don't just go along because I'm looking at the facts, because I'm not just taking Amber's side because she's got an axe wound between her legs. So, again, her own secretary said the story that the ACLU wrote for her, that's the story I told Amber of my own abuse, word for word. She stole it from me. All of her exes have come forward and said, yeah, she really likes putting hands on you all the time. And I don't mean all over in a sexy way. I mean clenched fist, pow to the jaw, to the nose, to the eye. Kind of hurts if you've ever had that. And the couple's bodyguard said, yeah, I seen Johnny with plenty of black eyes. Never saw her with one. Her own doctor, who inspected her, did a physical 48 hours after she claimed Johnny broke her nose and dragged her naked body through broken glass, said there was not a mark on her, and no matter how good of a plastic surgeon you have on speed dial, there's no fixing a broken nose in 2 days. She said, oh, I covered it up with this great makeup. That makeup company came out and said, we hadn't invented that product yet at the time you say this took place, lady. The cops that were on duty, the shrink that inspected her, the staff, whatever servants they have between them. Again, they're like, yep, seen Johnny with the black guy, never Amber, never seen Johnny raise a hand. All his exes came forward and said, he never touched me. He was always a perfect gentleman. He never raised hands to me. I don't know why at 52 he would start beating you now, although all the crap she's done to him. Who could blame him if he gave her a backhand or something, right? So, don't know if you know this, but this trial was all about defamation. She cost him money by lying about him and getting him fired. We spent the first 2/3 of this trial, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about the details on this, but because she threw out another false allegation right before about the broken nose and broken glass that I just mentioned. Oh, but he did this. That wasn't even in the Washington Post. This was right before the trial to try and distract us. So the first 2/3 of this trial has been spent fighting these new false allegations. But yes, let's see what she says on the stand next. Ooh, and then we'll have to believe and study that too. You think? Let's just say Johnny did smack her around once. One night he got liquored up and he beat the shit out of her. And you think she wouldn't have wrote that in the Washington Times instead of making up a story? You think she would have told that story instead of making up one about a broken nose and broken glass? She was saving that in case everything, all the lies failed, then she would tell the true story. Yeah. How much sense does that make? Come on, folks. Let's think of this roles reversed. Think about a man who conspires with the university. Hey, pay us and we'll tell the public your wife is drowning your kids, and we'll do this, and we'll get her fired from every job. And then the wife wears a hidden camera, a hidden mic, and gets the guy to admit, yeah, of course I beat your ass, but yeah, you're a dumb bitch. You never return punches because you're a pussy, lady. And yeah, that's the image. And no one's going to believe you because you're a woman. That's the image that anyone defending Amber and the left, like my friend, unfortunately, left-wing feminists want to paint. That's how it is. Oh, we get beat up all the time and the cops never take us serious. It's like, no. The reality is cops show up, a husband's got 2 black eyes, cut on the side of his head from a frying pan and a missing finger like JD. He goes to jail. he gets taken away. That's the reality. Amber knows this, as she said on the mic when she didn't know it was on. No one's going to believe you. You're the man. We've all known this. 5th grade, I had to stay after school in detention because a girl named Alicia Piccinini. Still hate that lady. Every time I see her on my Facebook thread, mutual friends, because I raised here, it just drives me nuts. 5th grade, she wanted to sit next to my friend she had a crush on. I was like, no, it's my bro, I'm hanging out. So she went to the crying. I took that seat first and then Dusty stole it from me. I got detention, she got the seat. Yes, women in 5th grade already know when they cry, they get what they want. Give you another example. Bree, I cannot remember her last name. I know her father used to live in Lamoille over the hills here in the Rubies. And they had like bears in these tiny cages that they couldn't even stand up. It was fucked up. And they all had like mange, just patches of fur missing. Somebody should have called the Humane Society. I was a kid then. Don't yell at me. I didn't find this out till after high school. But I can tell you my freshman year, she would just sit at the art table and just call me everything but a white man. And like I said something back to her, I called her a bitch. And next thing I know, I'm getting called down to the office and she's there. And the lady officer and the principal are like, what are you doing? Like, what's this? Sexual harassment. You said, screw you, but no, I just called her. No, did you say screw you? And I had to apologize or she was going to file. And later she got a senior. I was 15. It was about 5'1", 100 pounds, soaking wet, holding a brick. And with the gravity turned up. And she got an 18-year-old to fight me. Yeah. I did get my nose split, but I gave that motherfucker a shiner. I'll tell you that. How you doing, Rudy? I heard you grew up to be a cool guy. I'll forgive you. So anyway, I go down in the office, explain, like, do you know this chick got a senior to fight me? Like, what are you doing? And I still had to apologize. Other guys, I was not the only one. And there was like 20 guys that she would do this to. In every class, she would start crap, call you everything under the sun. And then if you said anything back, she would go down to the office and report you for sexual harassment. He's sexually harassing me, not only. And you would have to apologize to her. This was a freshman girl who knew this already. This was 2001 in a hick town that's very conservative. And this was already happening. Girls already knew this. Girls have grown up for generations knowing this. But we just pretend it didn't happen. But in the end, though, Barbara admitted, my sweet elderly angel said, okay, you're right. She's a bad person. Hallelujah! Oh my God, it just took several hours recording, pointing out that she mutilated this guy and he's never done anything, and all the evidence shows that's exactly what happened, and she lied about everything to get one single left-leaning feminist girl to admit that maybe a girl who blackens your eye and cuts your finger off and lies about you and destroys you in front of the whole world is slightly more toxic than a man that slams some cabinets because his mom just died and his wife, who cut his finger off, is mocking him for it. My God. That's all it took. But whatever, I'm calling it victory for the boys. So pop open a cold one. If you've watched this long, you owe me a like. It takes 1/10 of a second. Share with your bros who don't know the facts of this trial and need to know them. All right? And I'll see you later.